Okay, everybody. All right, gang. So, streamer Neon decided to go up to Montreal. And if you guys don't know about Montreal, it is a French-speaking country. Although there are a lot of people that also speak English. But enough with all the hubbub. Apparently, as he goes there, he's getting a lot of flack. Neon is getting more flack than one person should be getting when they visit any place. So it kind of tells you, is he loved? Is he hated? We'll have a couple situations here that tell us that. I think Neon might be the most hated streamer.
Bro,
no.
Don't get mad at me.
No.
I missed my flight.
Bring him in the cage.
How you doing, brother? Oh!
We're supposed to see you Sunday, no?
Take off his glasses.
Sunday, no?
Take off his glasses.
Sunday, no?
I'm sorry.
I thought we were seeing you Sunday.
I'm here, brother.
Wrong neighborhood, man.
Bro.
All right, well, I don't know if that tells us much. What does that really tell us? What did we really see there? I think that was more kind of like camaraderie. Maybe, possibly, we could be joking. But personally, for me, I've never found Neon to be too really that interesting. When I think of someone like Neon, I think of somebody that's just like the nerdy Ranjit nigga that's, you know, that nobody likes. But yet somehow, because of the money that he has, he's able to hang around all these sort of fancy people. I mean, that's okay. That's fine. That's all right. I mean, why are we going to hate on that? Let's find another video that can, I guess, prove to us that he was attacked in Montreal. All right. I wouldn't say attacked, but he was G-checked by the leader of some sort of Montreal gang. And here we go. Let's get into this video. First of all, as being someone who's lived in Montreal, I wouldn't necessarily say there's a lot of gang activity. I mean, y'all niggas ain't hard, bro. Trust.
Good, brother. So this is your hood?
Yeah, no, that's not my hood.
He came just for you.
This is not my hood. They told me to come show love.
Oh.
We run every hood.
How you doing, brother? Yeah, how you doing?
But yo, how the fuck you come to the city? You don't call me. I don't get to call from you. What's going on over here?
My bad, brother. I'm just here to show the architecture.
Alright.
So you were just in jail?
Yeah.
When did you get out?
My way in the building, dog. Let's go.
When did you get out?
I just got out like a month ago.
How long were you in there for?
A little 5 years, a little stretch.
Oh my God.
But yo, I'm still a little mad, though. I'm in my feelings right now. What's going on?
Why?
Man? Come on,
You know what he said? He stopped just for you, my G. He said, Kegu is valid in Montreal. He wanted to wait just for you, my G.
Wait, K-Goon, quick question.
Talk to me,
So, how, because I went to jail, but I was only there for 2.5 days. What was it? No, I swear to God, on my life, in Dubai. What was your experience there?
You know, it was violent, but it was at the same time it was great. You know what I'm saying? We had fun in there. We had fun with the type of niggas that have fun in jail. You know what I'm saying? But now you Gucci, because now I give you the pass in Montreal. You're good.
Oh,
now,
thank you,
you
dude.
know what I'm saying?
Thank you, man.
You guys, I'm so choked, man. I dislike gangster stuff so much. I think gangster shit is the dumbest stuff ever. I don't think it plays well anywhere. The logic of the street life is absolutely stupid. It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make any lick of sense, but apparently you guys seem to love that stuff. Why does Neon, just some stupid guy, have to go and check in? He's not a gangster by any means. Leave the nigga alone, bro. He's just a kid, dude. All right, let's get into this next one.
Own the pick. What is that?
Why are you getting with Cardi's ex, King Vap, bro?
Why you getting, bro?
King Vap, why would you do something to King Vap?
I'm a streamer, brother. I'm just streaming. Why are you bringing me? Is that pepperoni pizza?
So you guys are gonna check him for, okay? You see what I'm saying, man? I like a lot of the stuff that you guys throw on my desk to say, hey, react to this. I don't like it. I really don't like it. A lot of the stuff you guys throw out my desk, man, I hate it, dude. I hate it. It's just, I hate this stupidity of this celebrity culture. You guys are so efficient. Like, man. I want to punch everybody that throws stupid celebrity stuff on my desk, man.
Bro.
Wow.
Bro, why?
No, we love Cardi, bro. I got no bad blood. No, I got no bad blood with anyone. I am a civilian. What?
I hate you guys. I listen. I love you guys, but I hate that you guys throw stupid celebrity culture stuff like this at my feet, bro. I think it's so stupid. Like, the internet drama stuff is so dumb, bro. I hate you guys so much for doing this. I hate you guys. So I guess Leon is okay. I guess he was attacked verbally, and he was beat up, and he was G-checked, and there's all these things that he did. I guess he did everything wrong. So I guess if you're a streamer, you can't just go anywhere. Is this what we're learning? We're stuck? We have to play by some sort of rules set by a bunch of kids who have parasocial relationships on the internet? God, man, what did we learn from this video? What did we actually learn from this? We learned absolutely nothing, dude. The spiral continues of stupidity and stupid internet, dumb culture stuff that continues to progress and continues to do nothing. That continues to give me nothing. I literally lost experience points watching this trifecta of videos, bro. I lost experience points. And I hate every single last one of you guys that tell me to react to this. I hate everything that you guys... Why do you guys... Oh my God, bro. You guys are so stupid, man. I dislike everything that you guys do. I dislike everything that you guys are doing right now, bro. What the fuck is this, man? Okay, let's get Iceman, 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 Iceman. Drake. None other than Drizzy Drake Rogers. Iceman, May 15th. You saw Drake put up all these ice cubes. He said, hey guys, let's put up this ice cube. Let's try to make everybody try to find the release date. Let's make it special. Let's make it entertaining. I have a problem with Drake's Iceman right now, bro. It was delayed and pushed back. He has a $400 million deal with Universal. This man has so much pressure on his chest and head and everywhere you could have pressure. Pause. I guess he's floundering. I personally don't think Iceman is going to do the numbers that they want. As much as he's working with 40 worked really closely with him on Iceman, I don't think it's going to do what they want it to do. There's a bunch of tactics that they're resorting to that normally Drake wouldn't resort to. The entire Iceman stream was completely fugazi and garbaggio. Mind you, I did get paid a good handsome chuck by OVO Canada to do an Iceman AI video, so I can't complain about that. But the liberals are mad about the ice installation that Drake put up in Canada. They, for some reason, think it has to do with ICE, the immigration deportation agents in the U.S. Let's find out more.
I know, but don't you find that it was kind of like a selfish, like, political opportunity? Like, this is like a piece of art, and you're kind of using it for, like, moral, like, self-righteous purposes.
Why not?
Art is about humans.
Yeah, there's nobody... It didn't give... Where's the guidelines?
I mean, technically, everyone's been vandalizing it, so I feel like technically you're allowed.
My name on it.
I feel like this is gonna like make a difference in terms of like awareness about ICE, even though we're in Canada and ICE is in America.
We are in this danger to have ICE here.
That bitch is talking about something she has no clue about, bro. No clue. These two niggas probably don't even have papers, bro. On some real shit, dude. You two probably don't have papers. You're just out here causing trouble. This in the States, they be low, keeping it low key, bro. Avoiding deportation, dog.
Yeah, if illegal people come here, ICE will come and get them, right?
Like, what exactly makes this country?
It has nothing to do with Canada or America, right? There's like space, and it's installation art, and we can respond to it or be how we wish around it, right?
All right, well, I guess the Drake marketing team wasn't expecting that. So for some reason, you know what? I think Drake might be one of those niggas that fails upwards. For some reason, this ICE installation caused the Canadian liberals to go around and start creating some sort of riot, some sort of panic, some sort of protest. I guess that's what do you call that? The repercussions of putting out an ICE installation has nothing to do with... Okay, you know what? All publicity is good publicity, okay? So that's not a bad thing. Let's hear what Aiden Ross has to say about this situation.
I'm not speaking on shit. I'm not Miami.
Relax.
Bob, you don't know where I'm at. I promise you I'm not Miami. That's all you gotta know. You don't know where I'm at. I'm not in Miami. You'll see where I'm at hopefully soon, but I'm not in Miami right now. I'm not speaking on shit. I'm not Miami. Are you in a Drake's basement? Nah. Y'all are weird as fuck, bro. Can y'all just stop guessing? I can't say where I'm at, bro. Dang, are y'all weird? Like, bro, I can't talk where I'm out. Like, I signed an NDA. You'll see where I'm at when the time comes. To give you guys a hint, where I'm at right now in the world, it's kind of chilly. You'll know where I'm at soon. I'm working on something in the back end, you know. This Iceman era.
Is he in Toronto? How? First of all, what kind of affiliations does Aiden Ross have? Okay, aside from being Drake's internet friend, what is he going to contribute to this album, bro? What kind of musicality does Aiden Ross understand? Yes, he did one song with 6ix9ine. Okay, but does that give him any sort of knowledge or street knowledge to jump on his Iceman record? Or is Drake just clinging on to anything that will make the push of this album somewhat palatable? Because I'm telling you, this album, it's not going to do it. That's my predictions for Iceman. This album is not going to do numbers. It's just not. It doesn't have, after the Kendrick beef, anything Drake is going to do for a while is just going to be poo-poo, bro. I'm so sorry.
Bruh. This is the Iceman era. But I will tell you guys, the album, listen, dude, I'm a fucking fan before he's my friend. And I'll tell you this, bro. Honestly, I don't think I've heard anything on the album. I really don't. I don't think I've heard anything on the album. And it's going to be surprises. And I'm very excited, bro. And I think that he's in a really good headspace. And come on, guys. Can we all admit the rollout was really fucking cool? Okay, the rollout is so cool. You're not OVO, by the way. I know. You're right. I'm a fan. Dude, listen, I'll tell you this right now. I am a fan of Drake. I'm literally like you guys, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, he's my boy and shit. Like, whatever, we could text and whatever the fuck, bro, from time to time. I'm a Drake fan at the end of the day, bro. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fan of his music. He's a great...
All right, relax, nigga. We're all fans of Drake, okay? I'm still a Drake fan. As much as everyone wants to hate on Drake and blah, 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 and I say that his album isn't going to do numbers, I'm still a fan of him. Now, did Aiden Ross give us any sort of insightful information? No, he didn't, okay? He said absolutely nothing. The most backlash that this I guess is part of the part of the rollout. I guess you don't know who's going to get caught up in the crosshairs. You don't know there's a word I'm looking for when something happens and then something happens afterwards. You know, the aftermath. Who knew that the aftermath of this ICE installation would be a bunch of protesters protesting against ICE? I hate everything. I hate everything, dude. Everything I hated. Everything is a fucking lie, bro. That was just... All right, sure, whatever. You guys are just pissing me off, man. You guys got me out here reviewing things that are absolutely stupid, dude. Absolutely dumb. The dumbest things. Why are we reviewing the dumbest things? All right, let's go, guys.
What's
poppin', y'all? What's poppin', y'all? Sorry, that's hello. Yes, hello. Yasan should be saying.
Y'all. Black Boy Max is the gift that keeps on giving, but for any women in his future, he won't be delivering the same gifts that the stork brings, because he would hop on stream and say the following:
"I got a vasectomy."
So the man's cut the dreads, now the dreads are back. You can't get away from the dread life, bro. It just is.
Yeah, I got a vasectomy, guys, and I had to, you feel me, to, obviously heal. But yeah, bro.
What?
I don't really want, I'm just telling y'all this because I want to be aware, transparent with y'all about where I was, but I'm not gonna go into details about my personal beliefs or why I'm doing the things I do. You feel me? And just leave it at that, and I need y'all to just respect. As I know, I posted a video a little while back. I told y'all, I say, yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I'm addicted to bad real shit. On some, I can't help myself, bro. Bro, it just, and took that shit all the way wrong. Oh, this.
I get it. Bad bitches are a fucking problem. I get it. I understand it, okay? Any man who has testosterone understands that you just want to smash everything at all times. We get it. I'm not hating against him. Hold on. This is a good opportunity for a thumbnail right here, gang. Bang. All right. Well, let's get back to it. Let's find out why he decided to get a vasectomy, which is stupid because the man hasn't even bred yet. He hasn't even been able to pass on his genomes. But he decided to get a vasectomy. You know how stupid it is to get one reversed? Okay, let's look. Maybe he has an explanation for it that I'm not understanding.
The gooner, he beat his meat every day. Bro, yes, I used to be. We all have. But that's not the point. That wasn't on some gooning shit. I was on some, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I can't help myself. I get distracted by beautiful women and people I'm dealing with when I should be focused on what I'm trying to do. I have a lot I want to accomplish.
So the video he's referencing is the one of his addiction.
I didn't realize how bad my shit got. Like, I have a very addictive personality, bro. Like, I love that. On God. I should be putting that on God. I love beautiful women. Like, it's low-key addiction. Like, if y'all take a look, I'm a screen recorder. If y'all take a look at my, like, explore page, like, I just can't help myself. Okay, y'all look too good. What am I supposed to do? I can't help myself. Y'all look too good. Like, it'd be me up. Real shit. So it's like, bro, I gotta get lust out of my system. I want to change who I am as a person. I want to get lust out of my system. And I'm gonna be honest, I want to stop smoking weed, but I'm not gonna lie, I was about to light a blunt right now. I'm like, yo, I was doing some research. I'll be deep diving researching into music stuff. It really fascinates me, and I like learning about it. And I'm trying to just consume more, bro. You are what you eat. Y'all be consuming bull. Twitter, y'all got me up.
Okay. All right, Plaque. So all this has to do with just the addiction to pussy, bro. I get it, man. Why, like, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep, but I don't even know what kind of input I can put into it aside from just like whatever addictions most people have, because most people have addictions. Even someone who's practicing sobriety, he's addicted to the sobriety. That sounds stupid. I know that sounds dumb, but there's something else that they're fighting regardless, right? But I think when it comes to having lust as an addiction, you have to be careful with that, because that's a slippery slope. The man has enough money, and he's probably not saying this, but he's probably taking down a hell of a lot of pros, bro. A hell of a lot of pros. And when it comes down to having a lot of money, you're either going to spend 2-3 hours taking a girl out on a date for the possibility of, or you can call an equal or greater value shorty who's badder, and you just pay her $1,500 if she's a top baddie, and you get the deed done and it's over. Tell her, poof, get out. So it could be a slippery slope. There's a lot of people that have problems with that. And you don't even have to have a lot of money. I've met a lot of broke-ass niggas that have a pussy problem, bro. They're just so caught up in it. They just love it so much. And you know what? As someone who also loves it as well, I can tell you it is a problem.
One scroll, I'm out here seeing AI being slapped on my face. That's not it. Like, just random, bro. That's bad consumption. Now, look at me. I'm not doing well. If I start consuming things that can better my life, like, for example, like, not on some KC3, reading books with a timer. Shout out my VBET soldiers. But now more so on some, like, let me learn about things I'm interested in and fields I'm interested in. Let me, like, just consume more of that. Why have I not sat and watched a movie on my own, or, like, just in general in the past, like, 5 years? Like, bro, I can't name you out the last movie I watched. Coach Carter, actually. I watched that bit. But honestly, I couldn't even sit through it. I watched it in, like, 4 parts. Not even think I finished it. And I was high for half the movie, so I don't remember half of it. I'm telling y'all, bro, I'm real life cooked, bro. I'm starting to realize how cooked I am. Like,
so this was just 2 months ago, and, you know, oversharing, TMI, that just seems to be
a little bit, yeah. Why doesn't he just have like 4 or 5 baddies on a roster and just cycle through them? Or maybe even get 7. Get 7 baddies, cycle through them throughout the week, and you're fine. You see one every single week. Once a week you see them, you're fine. That would be the best case scenario. Then you wouldn't have to talk about all. He's almost, the nigga's talking as if he doesn't get poom poom, bro. Which is crazy. So why is he giving us all this information? It's kind of useless. He's divulging all these facts about it. It's like, what else is he gonna tell us? He's addicted to eating donuts? Come on, man. We need some useful intel. This is nonsense.
Something in, well, I would say people younger than Blackboy Max, because Blackboy Max is 23. Usually, like, I would expect that from people under 21, that they just grew up oversharing everything to TikTok. But here he was saying that he's addicted to bad bees. You scroll his IG feed. I just think that's so embarrassing. Like, imagine you open up IG on the bus, on anything, and you just see thirst. It's like, man, like an insatiable appetite. And he talks about how he failed. So he failed to stay away from these bad bees. And not only did he get with one of them, but he was impulsive. Number 1, he couldn't even stay away from them. Number 2, he got with one, and then that impulsive decision. And then number 3, he was so impulsive that not only did he go in raw, but he also let off shots inside the girl. And so much so that she got pregnant. And his decision for all of this was to do what? To get a vasectomy.
Tell the full story? Do y'all want to hear the full story? I'll tell the story, bro, just so it's awareness, but that's why I posted that vid, so I could help. And that vid, I think did help. I had to help somebody. So, all right, do that, boom, bada bang. You feel me? I'm gonna be honest, I was going a little strong. I say I went 2 weeks strong. No cap. I say a couple, bros. I forget how long, but I definitely took my time away, bro. And then, yeah, bro, you feel me? I'm gonna be honest, 7.5, that got a mind of his own. No, so, bro, they started, like, I didn't start wilding, bro, but it was like on some shit. Bro, it's just, life is too short, gang. I'm I'm finna do what I gotta do. Yo, mom, dad, y'all watching this? Who now? But I'm like, I gotta do what I gotta do, right? All right, cool. After that, Keith, you said you always wanted a grandson. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Flipped up OD, bro. Flipped up OD. I slipped up OD. I'm not gonna say when, why, because start putting together timelines. Just know, slipped up. Past yeah. Now, you feel me? Not the end of the world. Everything's good. Just know, like, you feel me? Like, I was in the moment, tweak out. And yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I started panicking because I told her, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I just went Columbine. Oh God. And I told her, she's just like, wait, like, no, we can't be on.
I like how he's talking about this, whether it's like, I guess it's like housemaids right, walking around in the background. It's just like, yo, this is your employer, just some, essentially like a fucking sex addict, dude. Oh my God, bro, this new generation is cooked. Not just, you guys are just addicted to everything, dude. Soda, shorties, gaming, gooning, like, bro, it's, oh my God, dude. Looks maxing is like, can we not just do anything in moderation anymore? Even the sharing, can that not be done in moderation? Can he not put it like a filter, like a cap on the things that this man, that he's saying? Because everything that he's saying right now is absolutely ridiculous. It's redonkulous, as the youth say, right? This is the dumbest video ever, dude. I hate that you guys do this to me. You guys got me reporting on things that are absolutely bullshit, dude. I hate each and every single last one of you guys. Good God, man. Good God. Why? This video, what did we learn from this video? What did we learn from this video, dude? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, dude. We learned absolutely nothing from this video, bro. Like, oh my goodness, guys. We learned absolutely fuck all from that. And I'm so disappointed in each and every one of you guys. That you guys bring things like this on my desk. And you say, yo, Ceph, take a look at this. It's so beautiful and powerful. Shut up. All right, let's get into this. What happened to NFTs? Only your mother knows. Because the rest of us are kind of stuck trying to figure out why we spent $3,000 on a Bored Ape.
To another episode of Cold Fusion. When future historians study the year 2021, they'd note a few interesting things. They'd observe that we were all stuck in our homes with nothing to do. The stimulus checks were raining from the sky, and speculation on financial assets were off the charts. But when they look at March of 2021, the historians would first be confused, and then shocked. Because Christie's auction house, one of the oldest in the world, had just sold something intangible for a whopping $69.3 million. It wasn't anything you could hold in your hands, or hang on a wall. It was a digital image, a JPEG file by an artist named People. In the same month, an image of the first tweet from Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, sold for $2.9 million.
Okay. Let's just break this down really quickly. $69 million, right? For an image. Now, mind you, when the NFTs came out, their whole thing was that, oh, it's on the blockchain, it's protected, it's yours. We never got deeper than that. We never solved the issue that these JPEGs are literally just JPEG files and anyone could have them. I don't need to spend $30,000. I can literally just take your photo, screen print it, copy and paste it in wherever I want, and I too have a Bored Ape. I can have a Bored Ape background right now. Does that increase the value of my iPhone? Is my iPhone worth $30 million now? The stupidity of 2021 is the problem my mom always talks about. When people have too much money, they do dumb shit with it, dude. The money's burning a hole in their pocket. They don't know what to do.
These are, of course, stories of the great NFT bubble. Now forget the historians. Even for us looking back, this is hard to believe. But for a short couple of years, the hype was very real. Jimmy Fallon, Snoop Dogg, Paris Hilton, Louis Vuitton, YouTube, and the University of California, Berkeley all got sucked into the delusion of NFTs or just wanted a quick buck. And the numbers were unlike anything the art world or the internet had ever seen. By the end of 2021, NFT trading volume had ballooned to around $17.6 billion, up from just $82 million a year before. That's a 21,000% increase in just 1 year. But these would be the dying months of the NFT craze. Soon, it would all fall apart. That same Beeple JPEG that sold for $69 million is now reportedly worth around $2,300. And that Jack Dorsey tweet that sold for $2.9 million was last valued at $280. That's a 99.9% loss. Those viral Bored Ape NFTs that celebrities paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for are barely moving for a fraction of that. This all paints a graphic picture, a catastrophic collapse in value. The NFT
And the crazy thing also, jeez, RIP NFTs. The crazy thing is that the Bored Ape Club events were monumental. They were massive. They had people, I'm talking like almost Coachella level, artists, performances. And the recent events, and the previous events were monumental, had thousands of people there. the recent events, if you go look on the Bored Ape Club, I'm talking they're at a local pub now. They're at a local pub getting together, sharing their NFT love still. And I think that's the most depressing ideology, is getting caught up in the hype, getting caught up in the FOMO, the fear of missing out, the fear of missing out on things that have no value, because nothing outside of yourself can truly hold value. The only thing that holds value is what is in your heart. Whoever lives in your heart, whatever lives in your heart, that's where the value is. But to get caught up in this craze of moving pixels and JPEGs, ridiculous time. Mind you, this is coming from somebody that also started doing NFTs for rappers. That was a failed business, but hey, at least I try.
Platforms are now shutting down. The auction houses quickly packed up their NFT departments, and some of the celebrities who promoted these things are now facing lawsuits. According to some studies, it's likely that 95% of NFT art has no value at all. But even after the disaster, some advocates insist that the underlying technology still has important uses, and they dream that it may yet rise from the ashes. But could this be a possibility? The rise and fall of NFTs tells us something special about human psychology. It's also a lesson in the fundamentals of markets and how value is determined. And besides, it's a great story for a little laugh. A time where the world went crazy over JPEGs. So what exactly happened here?
Right. I guess the psychology of it just lands in the fact that when it comes to markets and the way markets move, they don't move based on their true value or their fundamentals. They move on consumer consensus, right? Whatever the consumer is feeling, that's how markets move. They move based on that. Because a really good stock company could have really good books, right? Their books could be intact, their balance sheet, their financials could be amazing, but yet the company is just it's like a $6 stock, and it's like they don't correlate. Yeah, that's because the company is not essentially creating enough buzz for people to be wanting to buy into the stock. It's not that the stock is a bad stock. Anyway, sorry, not to get into an economic discussion.
And was there ever anything real underneath all the hype? Come on, let's take a look.
You are watching Cold Fusion TV.
This is Nyan Cat.
Oh, sorry. I do want to say one last thing before you get into this video. This is on the Wall Street Journal. I think they're going to ban this video from me watching it. I think we might get hit with a fucking... Oh, God. We might get hit with a third-party content thing on this video. Fuck! All right, I do want to say this part, I guess, at least. I do want to say that when it comes to the NFT, the blockchain technology that is the underlying aspect of this is good. I think the idea of being able to have any sort of ownership, viewable ownership of something on the internet is important, because as the world moves more and more online, I think more and more people's lives will be online. So the idea of having assets online that actually are yours, I think that actually is the true tangible technology. Anyway, let's take a risk with this video.
He's part cat, part Pop-Tart. The GIF of a rainbow casting feline was a viral meme back in 2011. Fast forward to February 2021, the original GIF was sold at an online auction for 300 Ether, the cryptocurrency that powers the Ethereum network. That was equivalent to nearly $600,000 at the time. You may be asking how someone can own the original copy of a GIF that was pervasive around the internet. It's because it was sold as an NFT, or non-fungible token, which acts like a digital certificate of authenticity.
An NFT, or non-fungible token, is essentially a certificate of ownership recorded on a blockchain. You're not buying the asset itself, whether that be an image or anything else. You're buying a digital record that says you own it. Think of it like buying a deed to a house. The house still exists, anyone can drive past and take a photo, but only one person holds the deed. Despite how out of control the NFT space would get, the original concept came from a good place. In May of 2014, two guys, an artist, Kevin McCoy, and a tech entrepreneur, Anil Dash, decided to digitize works of art while at a New York City hackathon. Here's Anil talking about it in 2021, in a perfectly titled piece called "NFTs Weren't Supposed to End Like This." Quote, "The only thing we wanted to do was to ensure that artists could make money and have control over their work." End quote. For digital art, that was genuinely a new idea. A painting is one of a kind by nature. A digital file, however, is the opposite. Anyone can copy it, download it, screenshot it. NFTs offered, for the first time, a technological answer to that problem. And for a lot of artists, the timing felt like a lifeline. I'll share a few wild examples of how NFTs made some artists rich later in the episode. Now, on Cold Fusion, we regularly cover cutting-edge tech, but one part of technology that's becoming ever more important is software. Helps guide your skills.
Relax.
Code, or actually stick with it this time.
Okay.
The original artist will still receive a percentage of the royalties. So in Tyler's case, secondary royalties pushed his value up to $9 million. An 18-year-old designing logos on Discord for pocket money minted one cartoon that ended up clearing his family's mortgage and car debt. One UCLA digital arts graduate quit his day job after his first NFT sales, telling reporters that it was the best thing that ever happened to him. Meanwhile, famed British conceptual artist Damien Hirst went off the deep end. He created NFTs for thousands of his paintings. Then he burned the originals. "I'm not burning my art," he proudly declared. "I'm transforming it into NFTs." Stories like this spread fast, and in no time...
I'm sure now, I think he's regretting that decision, dude. I'm sure he's regretting that choice. Oh, I'm not burning my art. I'm creating NFTs, sure. Whatever you gotta tell yourself, buddy.
It was a case of monkey see, monkey do. I want to get rich too. So, as these things
Oh,
always go, money has a way of attracting a very different crowd once the stories get big enough. When the celebrities started endorsing and promoting, the hype went to the stratosphere. Paris Hilton, who had been in the space since 2020, went on to launch multiple collections of her own.
Since then, Forbes has named you one of the top 50 most influential people in the NFT space. So congrats on that. You know what you're doing.
Thank you. I'm so proud. I love being a part of this community and being a voice and sharing my platform and just getting the word out there because I think it's just such an incredible thing to be a part of.
Yeah, I jumped in.
I know, I heard. I'm so happy I taught you what they were.
You did. You taught me what's up, and then I bought an ape.
I got an ape too because I saw you on the show with people and you said you got a MoonPay, so I went and I copied you and did the same thing.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
This is your
mine.
ape.
Yeah, it's really cool. The hat, the shades.
Come on, man.
Celebrities were going around on national
The fuck
television
is that?
showing off cartoon apes that they'd paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for. Other big names like Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Steph Curry, and Serena Williams all took the plunge. By this stage, it was clear that something had shifted. It definitely had stopped being about the art and was just another way to make a boatload of money. But some others viewed NFT trading as a community. That's exactly what the Bored Ape Yacht Club was built for. It was launched in April of 2021. 10,000 algorithmically generated cartoon apes were sold for eye-watering amounts. But the product being sold wasn't really the image. It was a membership, a private club, exclusive IRL events, a members-only Discord, and a very public signal that you had arrived. Justin Bieber paid around $1.3 million for his. The status symbol had a price tag that anyone could look up, which was sort of the whole point. Global brands were watching this closely, and they started jumping in to get in on the action. Nike acquired a virtual sneaker company, RTFKT, in late 2021. Adidas launched its own collection. At one point, even Charmin toilet paper was selling NFTs, and that probably should have been a warning sign. So anyway, NFT trading volume went from 82 million in 2020 to 17.6 billion in 2021. And that kind of growth almost always means one thing, a massive bubble.
What the hell's an NFT? Apparently cryptocurrency. Everyone's making so much money. Can you please explain what's an NFT?
Anil Dash, one of the creators of the NFT, looked on in horror. Solemnly, he noted in 2021, quote, "Nothing went the way it was supposed to," end quote. So at this stage, people believed in the technology and the demand. It looked real. So what went wrong? Let's begin with that sale that started it all. The buyer of that $69.3 million Beeple image was a Singapore-based crypto investor who went by the pseudonym Metakovan. Beeple himself seemed to know that the market was shaky. As reported by Bloomberg, just days after the sale, he went on Fox News and said it directly. Quote, "I absolutely think it's a bubble, to be quite honest. I go back to the analogy of the beginning of the internet. There was a bubble, and the bubble burst," end quote. The $69 million sale was far from the only problem. Wash trading was rampant across the whole...
The same bubble exists now in the ideology of the meme coins and everyone starting their own coin. It's the same ideas regurgitated over and over again. So after meme coins, you have to ask yourself, well, then now what's the next thing? Because if you really think about it, these meme coins, they're supposed to have this sort of hidden value. They're supposed to allow you to do X, Y, and Z. They allow you to enter these special clubs and exclusive this, exclusive that. It's like, until we can master the idea of online ownership and actually having that matter, I think anything that's built on top of it is bullshit. It's complete bullshit. Unless you can actually, until we get to the point where being on the internet matters like crazy, it's all BS. But I think at this point, we are actually moving away from that. At a certain point, it seemed like we were moving towards, during the pandemic, we were moving towards this idea of we're all going to be online, we're all staying inside forever, we're never going to step outside again. And so then you had the metaverse pop up and things like that. Now the metaverse is an $80 billion mistake by Mark Zuckerberg, and the new generation, they're saying, yo, I don't want to be on the internet anymore. And so they're shifting slowly more and more away from being on the internet, and they're moving more towards going outside and touching grass. And I get it. I think the bubble of living our entire lives on the internet is also about to burst as well.
Market. And the concept is straightforward. You sell an NFT to yourself at an inflated price using two wallets. Anyone checking the history assumes that that's what the market thinks it's worth. As reported by Bloomberg, on one marketplace called Looks Rare, Wash Trading accounted for $18 billion, roughly 95% of its reported trading volume. So, a significant chunk of the numbers that made the NFT market look enormous were, in a very literal sense, made up. As the bubble was growing, many critics, myself included back then, were asking themselves, what is the true value of an NFT? The NFT basically gave you a receipt, not the file, and not the...
The value is whatever you attribute it to, right? That's market value. The market dictates the value of something. So if the people tell you that this cup of water is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, then that's what it becomes its worth, right? Based on, I guess, the idea of scarcity also played into it, right? The idea of rarity, people like that, especially people with money. They like having things that other people don't have.
Copyright. If you don't own the rights, what are you really buying? Yes, you bought a JPEG, so at first glance, the value of that should be zero. It's simple enough for anyone to copy and paste that image and view it for free and have the same viewing experience as the person who paid millions of dollars for it. But others would argue that it's more than just an image. It's digitizing the very concept of ownership. Whoever bought the NFT has verifiable ownership on the blockchain, so ownership was the real value. But there's a problem there. Even if this was valuable, early on in the NFT hype cycle, questions were being raised about this. How do you know that the original seller of an NFT is actually representing the real artist? What if that owner on the blockchain is not, you know, the real owner? In 2018, Terence Eden proved this point. He managed to put himself as the owner of the Mona Lisa on the blockchain. It was verified by Veristart, a blockchain art certifier. Although quickly resolved, the stunt proved a point. Ownership only meant something if everyone agreed it did, and eventually enough people stopped agreeing. As time progressed, the value of NFTs kept falling, and it turns out that the value of that blockchain ownership for art was almost zero as well. Buyers didn't know at the time, but the hype machine was about to run out of steam. The collapse happened the way that most bubbles deflate, gradually at first, then suddenly. In May of 2022, daily NFT sales had dropped 92% from the September 2021 peak. Active wallets had fallen 88%, from 119,000 down to around 14,000. The buyers dried up, the flippers stopped flipping, and the collections that had commanded hundreds of thousands of dollars started sitting unsold. Remember Justin Bieber paying $1.3 million for his Bored Ape? By early 2026, that same NFT was worth around $12,000. The Bored Ape Yacht Club, once the symbol of the whole movement, had a floor price of around $429,000 at its peak. By 2025, it had now fallen to around $27,000, wiping out roughly 93% of its value. The wider data of the market overall was equally stark. NFT trading volumes collapsed by 93%. A 2024 report found that 96% of NFT projects were effectively dead. The average lifespan? Just over a year.
Do not fall for the hype. The hype is BS. You jump into the hype, you're going to think, oh no, I'm getting into something. Whatever seems speculative, it's mostly gambling. And the American culture has this problem with just gambling in a sense, right? Whether it's sports betting or getting themselves involved in projects that think are going to skyrocket, getting involved in the idea of startups, especially San Diego, jumping into a startup for the fact that it's going to make us billionaires. This idea of gambling and risking it all, this is the idea of the new American dream, right? Especially with technology. The fact that you can put a couple of dollars into something online and then it's going to shoot to the moon and make you a multi-millionaire. It's all lies. And if you're going to fall for the lie, then I guess you deserve to lose. That was a Wall Street Journal video? Oh, why did I not pay attention to that? Was it Cold Fusion or Wall Street Journal? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, guys, let's jump into this next one here. Do you guys want cops or OnlyFans? All right, let's get into this. OnlyFans, I guess. OF, guys. It's the greatest stupid thing ever. All right, Gooners. Let's get into this video. Something about how OnlyFans trapped all of us. Somehow, we're all somehow trapped. We can't escape the Gooner trap.
Millions flocked to the site with hopes of getting filthy rich. By 2024, the company hit the absolute peak, becoming a multi-billion-dollar empire in the span of a few short years. This success was built entirely on the backs of creators, lured by the promise of getting wealthy while taking control of their own bodies. With endless celebrity faces endorsing the brand, convincing young women to join was like taking candy from a baby. Millions signed up, completely unaware they had just fallen for a heavily disguised trap. While a select few at the top walked away with millions, the vast majority were left making less than minimum wage, permanently ruining their chances of ever landing a reputable job in the process. Today, we are revealing exactly how this company trapped millions of creators without them ever even knowing it, leaving them broke with a permanent stain on their reputation. While the industry this company...
Okay. They gotta take... Like, come on. What is this guy? Is he a simp? Come on, man. These women have to take accountability for their poor choices that they've made. Yes, like I said in the previous NFT video, yes, you can get lured into something based on the idea of speculation and the idea they could possibly become super rich. But that's a tiny sliver percentage of the pie. The majority of these girls make $133 a month on OnlyFans, okay? I make more money than that on YouTube, and you've never seen my booty hole, all right? So then you have to ask yourself, why would they jump into these booty funnels? They're jumping into booty funnels, showing their pum pum everywhere on the internet? And they thought that what, they was just gonna be okay? No, anything that goes on OnlyFans gets aggregated by people that pay for these subscriptions, then they take all their content, rip it, and dump it on these tube sites all over the internet. So now, if you go on something like Not Fans, you can see every OF creator you want on there. And then they thought, oh, it's easier. If you ever watch something like Fresh and Fit, these girls will tell you, oh, it's easier to be on OF. It's easier to be on OF. I can't get a job. It's just easier. It's easier. It's easier to show my poom poom. Go get a job, Brittany. Stop flashing your booty funnel everywhere. Stop posting your link to your friend's uncle, your dad's uncle. He's not gonna. He probably will join because everyone's a gooner these days. But damn, I'm telling you, it's not. They can't get a job. You can't get a job after because you're online, whatever. And then secondly, it's like, who's going to marry you knowing that all your internet stuff is on the internet? And thirdly, this causes so much chaos because now you have all these family members and people at school that if you have children, they're going to torment your son and tell him, yo, guess whose OF I have? Guess whose OF I just logged into and got into and now I'm watching all their videos? It's your mom. And she's showing her poom poom to the whole class, bro. That's going to cause the kid to spiral into depression and then end up evaporating himself. And we don't want that. So I'm telling you, women need to take accountability for their choices. And they need father figures because these are poor life decisions.
Operates in has been around since the beginning of time. They managed to do something that has never been achieved before. They were able to turn this frowned upon job, which was a backdoor under the table service, into a global, widely accepted mainstream career path that was absolutely everywhere. Women in those industries once hid their involvement out of embarrassment or shame. When it came to the site, creators openly promoted their involvement on their social platforms, often linking their page right at the top of their profiles and bragging about their multi-million-dollar earnings in interviews. The company managed to completely rewrite the stigma behind the industry, turning it into a highly desirable path for young women to get rich fast. How they did it was seriously questionable. The company utilized the same classic strategy many major corporations have been doing for years. They used the most influential people to do all the heavy lifting. This was the first step in their plan. There were 3 crucial steps they took to trap millions of creators. The first step was the complete rebranding of the industry. They had to find a way to remove the
Exactly. They removed the stigma. They normalized adult content. They normalized the idea of being a pro. Being a pro was something that it's on the fringes of the internet. It's at the back of some sort of dirty newspaper. But it's there. And it was something that was always looked at with shame. But now having these influencers saying, I openly do this. I'm openly a pro. You think that's good? No, because the youth are very influential, bro. That's why they look up to these people. They like, especially the young kids. The young kids are the ones that say, oh, I'm waiting. And then they have all these parties. I'm waiting to go on OF. I'm waiting. I have my big OF day. As soon as I turn 18, oh, my link is in my bio now. Absolutely disgusting, dude. Absolutely disgusting. I always said if my daughter was on OF, man, we gotta disown that girl, bro. Ain't no daughter of mine, nigga.
Negative stigma behind this sort of work and make it desirable and acceptable to the average person. They did this by turning celebrities into walking billboards for their brand. By privately cutting deals with some of the biggest influential names in the world, they created the exact perspective and demand they needed to get people on the platform. In the early days of the site, we saw many celebrities jump on board to promote it. Massive rap icons like Cardi B and Hollywood stars like Bella Thorne quickly turned the site into the hot new place to get rich quick. The way they promoted the site was highly strategic and incredibly manipulative. They abandoned the traditional branding known for this industry and repackaged it as a tool for independent women to make money while taking control of their bodies. They were told that this was a liberating path to financial freedom. It was marketed by every influencer and celebrity as the ultimate way for a woman to secure a bag without needing a man. The company even started tying itself to the feminist movement. When impressionable young women saw their
Oh God, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than rap, I guess, bro. Yeah, that's true. They did attach it to the feminist movement. This whole entire idea of feminism is I mean, sure, it is what it is, I guess. Say what you will about it. But yeah, they were attaching it to the idea of feminism, the idea of the woman taking back her independence. If you guys have any sort of knowledge about feminism or you want to know about feminism, it is affecting every asset of your life without you even really thinking about it. When you look at a lot of the new jobs that came out in the last 20, 40 years, there's a lot of jobs that really have no purpose. Like being a social media manager, that's a very female job, all right? Luckily enough, a nigga like me is able to run people's social media accounts, so that's fire. So shout out to the feminist movement for that. But aside from that, the feminist movement is stupid, bro. It's putting women in these positions where they would personally rather be at home. The feminist movement was started because there was usually just one income households, right? You would have one person working for probably 40, 50 years. The dad, he would go to work and they said, you know what? We need to get some more money. We got to increase the GDP of our country. So let us convince the women that they also need to start working. And so then the women decide to go to work, and they go to work, and then who's raising their kids? The government is raising your kids. And so that's why you have all this sort of the Levitical plus culture influencing your children at school, and then your kid comes home and says, "Mommy, I don't want to be a boy anymore." You know? It's all BS, but it's all a setup. It's all a scheme. It's all from the higher ups, part of the cabal, in the devils of the society, right? And then you have all these young girls that then are influenced by that culture as well and say, I want a career. I'm too young to have kids. And then they end up being 40, 50, and now they want to go through, what do you call it, Vitero or whatever the shit's called. And it's like, oh, complications, money, money, money. I'm telling you, bro, they are finding ways to extract so much money from the society. It's actually embarrassing.
Bride was telling them this was fully accepted by society, a guaranteed way to get rich, and a method of taking back their bodies. They came rushing in, and the site grew immensely overnight. Now, it wasn't just young girls trying to make some extra money. Regular everyday women began posting on the site, with one teacher eventually getting exposed for using her middle school classroom as a set to film her content. It seemed like everybody wanted it. Once they turned the site into the hot new trend, it was time to keep people on the platform. They did this by creating the illusion that anyone can get rich, which is step 2. Not long after people started flocking to the site, creators began flexing how much they were making every chance they got. It was almost like they were advised to brag about their earnings or something. Bella Thorne famously crashed the site and made $1 million in her first 24 hours. Black China allegedly made $20 million a month at her peak, but it was Danielle Bergoli, also known as Bad Baby, who took things even further, reportedly making $4 million in her first day.
When we first started, I made $1 million in 6 hours. And by the end of the day, it was at like $4 million. And now overall, the net on it is like 75.
While Bad Baby became the biggest success story, she at the same time became the most disturbing one. Her entire debut on the site relied entirely on her coming of age birthday, which many all over the world desperately waited for. They were so interested in seeing her cross the mark, they wasted
I told you guys. What did I tell you guys, man? And that's sick.
$4 million.
Not sick in a good way, sick and gross, like gross, disgusting.
In one day. Soon after, the success stories kept piling up. Iggy Azalea was making over $9 million a month. Little Tay later mirrored this disturbing trend, flexing about clearing $1 million in just 3 hours immediately after joining. It seemed like everyone was making millions by posting. If reshaping the stigma behind the industry was setting the trap, this is the moment when the trap snapped shut. With all of these success stories, women had the incentive they needed to post the content they were likely too embarrassed to post. Seeing these women make millions overnight gave them every reason to take that risk. Who cares if some people would judge them or if they can never get a real job again, as long as they get rich? Soon, everyone with a profile was going to be able to get rich. Well, everyone except for 99% of the people who made accounts. While some people did make millions on the site, most of those reports were proven to be extremely exaggerated, either to promote the site itself or to build their personal page by creating artificial hype. Either way, most people weren't making as much as they claimed. But the people who really weren't making any money were everyone else who didn't have a massive online following. Some celebrities easily made millions because they were already famous. Millions of people were already interested in them. But the average person with no social media followers was guaranteed to make almost no money. Statistical data from 2024 to 2026 indicates that most creators earn far less than a full-time minimum wage salary. The median account earns approximately $150 to $180 per month. Since this is the median, 50% of all creators earn this amount or less. For a full-time job in the US, even a low federal minimum wage equates to roughly $1,250 per month. Only about 3 to 4% of creators earn more than this amount. But you know who was guaranteed to make lots of money? The company. In 2024,
yeah, of course, the company made billions of dollars, bro, from their early rise in the early 2010s until now. The company has now valued at over $6.6 billion. OF. All right. So shout out to OF for that. I guess that's good. I guess that's a good thing when the company grows. But yeah, the majority of people now, the stigma is there. It's like you got everyone saying, oh, look what she did. Look how much money she made. Look how much money they're making. And then you have to realize that the majority of people aren't making anything. And the reason for that is because these people's influence allows them to funnel whatever they already have into another funnel, into their booty funnel, right? But if you have no influence, you're just a regular Becky in Idaho, you have to realize, oh, how am I going to funnel people to my booty? Okay, well, I guess I got to start posting content. And that's where you get that flood of stupid street content. Or would you kiss me, kiss or slap, kiss or this. And it's like, bro, this is all just funnels for the OF. It's all so stupid. That's why Instagram is the dumbest, bro. You go on Instagram, your brain will fall out of your head because you're like, I'm surrounded by stupidity.
After paying out 80% to creators, the platform retained $1.41 billion in net revenue. You may think, how did they make so much money if most creators on the platform are barely making enough in a month to cover a dinner for two? Well, they take a cut from every single person that posts, whether it be a person making $100 a month or $4 million in a month. Considering there are over 4.6 million creators on the platform, you can see how they were able to make billions of dollars quite easily. The company turned millions of women into their assets, bringing in non-stop money. While the company gets richer, the creators who are in the bottom some 90% throw away their futures for a couple of dollars a day. This pushed many creators to the point of no return. Once a creator realizes they aren't making the millions they were promised, the logical choice would be to simply delete the app and walk away. But the site design they system we're leaving means facing the permanent consequences of the internet. When you make an account and post the first piece of content, your digital footprint is permanently altered. Third-party websites instantly archive everything uploaded to the platform. We all know the internet is forever. When you apply for a job after posting on the site does not work out, a simple search can lead employers directly to your profile. Not only might it be embarrassing, but in most cases, it can cost you your job. This means these creators usually have nowhere else to go. Either they stay on the site or they explore the darker traditional side of this industry. Because these average creators are barely scraping by, making that $150 a month, desperation sets in. The platform internal ranking system heavily favors high-frequency posting and consistent engagement. To compete with the 4.6 million other creators on the site, they are forced to push their personal boundaries further and further. They start offering more extreme content for less money just to keep the few paying subscribers they manage to get. The independence they were promised completely vanishes. They become total.
And so now they become completely dependent on this way of life. Because they've already pushed themselves to the extreme boundaries and fringes of this dirty, nasty thing. And so now the only way out is to continue to post. Because if they just stop and they leave, their whole reputation is already tarnished. So now they might as well just continue to stay in the deep waters and continue to just tread water, going nowhere. Falling slowly out of fatigue and about to drown. So they're just stuck now posting nasty stuff, and they'll never get back. So their entire morality, their mental state, everything about them just becomes this dark aura of nasty grossness. Yikes.
Really bound to a digital algorithm forced to consistently produce just to maintain a poverty level wage. The company essentially built a one-way door. They invited millions of women in with the promise of taking back their power, took their 20% cut of every single transaction, and left them permanently trapped in a digital cage they can never fully escape. Just like that, the corporations created a new thriving billion-dollar industry off the backs of small creators who would never make enough to even get by. This brings us to the third and final step of the trap. The company had gotten the creators and now needed to draw in the customers. They did this by tricking millions of lonely men into buying into a fake relationship. The platform trapped millions of young girls and simultaneously hooked a massive audience of young men. The company marketed itself as the ultimate financial solution for young women. For men, it functioned as a direct evolution of the content they were already hooked on. They trapped female creators with the promise of endless money. Likewise, they trapped young lonely men with the promise of real intimate connection.
Yeah, bro, let's not forget that other side of it, actually. You know what? The only thing propping up this whole industry is men, right? The only way these women can make all this money off this platform is from the men, right? The gooners. The gooners are the ones feeding the funnel, of course. Why? Because there's a loneliness epidemic for men. The average man has gone a year or more without being intimate with a woman. The average man can get a date. The average man isn't approaching women anymore, whether he's going out to the club or just going out in public. The fear of cold approaching women due to rejection has increased strategically. I guess significantly is the word I'm looking for, rather. Yeah. Because most of these women their mind and mental are so skewed on this idea of female independence and also the idea of hypergamy, because they spend all day on TikTok, all day on Instagram, seeing this hyperbolic, exaggerated reality of men with money and cars. And so that man is just a DM away. So why would I want to talk to this random dude that's coming up to talk to me when Cristiano Ronaldo is right there? So all of this plays into the amount of money funneling into the booties of these people on the internet.
Creators on traditional sites rarely interacted with the consumers of that content, but this site promised the consumers the ability to have a direct connection with these creators for a price. On this site, users could request a special video or give a big donation directly to their favorite creator with the push of a button. This created the false illusion that they had a connection with these creators. The creator, and especially the company, exploited this connection to milk every single dollar. Reports show some men tipped unbelievable amounts for private videos from these creators on top of their monthly subscription. Some of these lonely men are spending their entire paychecks on these creators. In California alone, residents spend approximately $350 million on subscription and tips in 1 year. This accounted for nearly 13% of the total US market. These young men were practically throwing their money at the site, searching for a connection they were never going to find. The sad reality is, the more they used the platform, the lonelier they became. The connection was strictly financial, leaving these young men with nothing the moment they ran out of money. They were left even lonelier than before. This unnatural relationship likely made it even harder for them to build genuine connections with people in the real world, further pushing them deeper and deeper into that content. The company created the perfect unsuspected trap. They convinced a generation of young women that selling their beauty was the peak of independence. At the exact same time, they convinced millions of young men that paying for a false digital relationship was a valid substitute for genuine human connection. Both sides were handed a carefully crafted illusion. The creators sacrificed their future reputations and potential careers for pennies. The consumers drained their bank accounts for a fleeting sense of intimacy that left them more isolated than before.
And while all this is going on, the AI girls are jumping up everywhere on the internet, and they're also having OF accounts. So now not only do the real women have to compete amongst themselves, but now they also have to compete amongst the robot women. And the cycle will continue, and the cycle will only get worse. OF has gone through 2 different owners. Has gone through the one guy who originally started it, some sort of, I guess, European dude who bought it, and then he sold it, and now there's a new business. There's a new person of ownership of the company. I think the company now is trying to branch out and be less associated with adult content, but I don't think it's going to hit. I don't think the brand partnerships that they're going to have is going to really be there. I think the site might actually die out, maybe, possibly. That's just my prediction. But based on the way things are going, I think the loneliness epidemic is only going to get worse. The cream of the crop will rise, and everybody else will just sink to the bottom, and the AI girls will make a lot of money, because at this point you can just create thousands of images and videos at the click of a button, versus a girl who has to sit there and actually create content. You could just prompt the girl, do this, do that. Take a bunch of smokies to the face. How are you going to compete with that? How are you going to compete with an AI girl that doesn't care about being taken down by a gorilla? And I'm not talking about a black person. Yeah. It's dark, man. It's super dark. Super dark, bro. What happened with the lighting? What's up with the lighting situation here, guys? You guys seeing this? My lighting situation is cooked. Can you guys see me? Oh, man. The lighting situation is cooked right now, guys. All right, hold on. Sorry, guys. Yeah, well, I guess that is the life. OF. This is the life that we chose. Right? OF, it's the life we chose. What is this? China's dirty money problem. What are people wearing in NYC? Instagram's homeless. Famous Dex has hit a new low. All right, let's find out what Famous Dex is doing. Oh, my light died. My light literally died. And so I can't do my Famous Dex video. All right, well, what can we do? I was looking at the light. I was like, bro, that light looks crazy. It does not look like it has enough juice to do anything. All right, well, I guess we'll end the stream there, guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to today's stream. I love you all. I want you all in my poom poom. Yeah, the stream is over, buddy. What do you want? Just hit the follow button. I'll be back tomorrow. My light died. My light died. All right. That's it, guys. The stream is over. I love you all. I want you all in my booty hole. All right.